Sorry, I was on mute for that whole time. I got into this too. All right, I'll start over. So for number 18, we're saying for next year, the chefs union has requested a 10% salary increase for each of its members, whereas the hotel managers union has requested only an 8% salary for each of its members. So I read that and I was like, well, I want to be a part of the chefs union. I want a 10% salary increase. And it says these facts demonstrate that the average dollar amount of the raises that the chefs union has requested for next year is greater than that of the raises requested by the hotel managers union. And so our conclusion here is that last sentence where we're saying that the chefs union dollar amount is greater than the managers union. And we're saying that because that was terrible, because they requested a 10% increase over an 8% increase. So Sabrina, what was the flaw that you predicted here?
The flaw was like the average dollar amount, whereas before we were talking about like percent increases.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And why is that a flaw?
Because just because it's a 10% salary increase doesn't like mean that the average dollar amount for them could be higher if they were being paid less.
Yeah, so this is what people call a percent to amount flaw. I think that's what people call it, percent to amount. But essentially, whenever we see percent on a stimulus, ask yourself percent of what? Percent of what? Because a percent without another number means nothing. So if I said, so this is what the media does. Well, I don't want to diss the media, but it does do it, right? The media does. I was a communications major as well, but the media does this all the time, right? There was a 200% increase in murders today. Well, if there was 2 people killed today and 0 people killed yesterday, we use 200, we say 200% because it's clickbait, right? When really 2 to 0 might not be anything. And so whenever we say we see a percent, we have to know percent of what. Where if there were 100 murder, or if there was like 1,000 murders yesterday and whatever 200% of that increased today, like that would be significant, right? If there was that, how many it went up. But so great flaw. So then what was your prediction for fixing that?
I predicted that chefs has to make more.
Yes. Or their dollar, yeah, they have to on average make more. Excellent. So let's go ahead, and why is A wrong?
I said A was wrong because we don't necessarily care about how many more members they have. We want to know why the chefs made more.
Excellent. Great job. Why is B wrong?
I said B was wrong just because, like it says that the chefs union would therefore be more likely to obtain the salary increases, but that still doesn't say like that they're gonna get more money.
Yeah, just because they're more likely to actually get it if they ask for it, does it have anything to do with the fact that our conclusion is saying that what the chef union requested is greater than? Our conclusion is specifically talking about what we requested. All right, why is D wrong?
D's wrong because it doesn't really like the flaw doesn't really address like the flaw and why it is, and also we're not really talking about like last year. It's not really relevant. I don't know.
Yeah, the average dollar amount that they received last year has like that doesn't help us know what they're for sure going to get more money this year. Were a lot of people debating between D and C? All right, why was E wrong?
I chose E. I was debating between C and E.
I try whenever you miss one and then you get it right, I try to give you the one that you first said is to explain why it's wrong.
Yeah. So E for me, I thought it was this because my prediction was that maybe that the hotel managers received more last year. So maybe for next year or the current year, and then for next year, maybe the reason for the 10% increase was that they were trying to pretty much balance it out. So that's why I kind of in a sense picked E. But then
I totally get that. And now do you see, since it's also talking about percents, it doesn't help us get to the dollar amount.
Yeah.
Because like if I said that chef unions on average make $10 and they're getting a 10% increase, where on average the hotel managers union makes $100 an hour, which place would you rather work for?
Yeah, the $100.
Yeah, I would rather take the 8% increase of $100 than the 10% increase of the $10 for sure. Excellent. All right, Giovanna, and then explain why C is correct.
Now, you know me in my explanations, but I looked, and then this probably has, as they say, nothing to do with nothing again, but I looked at the average dollar amount. If you equate it to the average dollar amount, because like you said, percentage, 10% of what, 8% of what? But if you said, they said these facts demonstrated the average dollar amount. So if I said $10 versus $8 being their current salary on average, that meant that the chefs union, they were making a higher salary at $10, or if I did it that way.
So not only are they getting a higher percent, but on average, their salaries are also higher.
Yes.
Excellent.